Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto Chester. I'm here today to talk to you about an asset that I think is going to be doing very well in the next sort of couple of years or so. And in this video, we're going to be going into a quant, basically from a technical analysis perspective, a fundamental perspective, and I want to show you why I think that this asset is extremely underpriced right now and why I think it's going to play a massive role in cryptocurrency adoption worldwide. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Drop a little like, drop a little comment. Love to hear from the community out there. If you want to join our CC gang, go check it out. Link is in the description. So the coin today is called Quant. We're seeing this actually doing very well here over the last day, the last week, the last month. This thing is taking off. Now, the big question, why is it taking off? Why is it doing so well? I want to know. So what I did some research into Quant. Now, Quant essentially is a very unique project in itself. Okay, so it launched back in 2018, so pre the massive bull run that we had in 2021. So it's quite a new, well, an early coin in the space compared to other coins like Sui and like Render and all the other ones in that sort of space here. But so it's got history. It's got history. But in terms of the adoption and why it's taking off now is because let's start off as essentially what it is. Okay, so basically the project is built as an operating system, distributed ledger technology, an over ledger network for connecting different blockchain networks. Okay, so in crypto, we've got this thing called a bridge, where you can bridge different blockchains here, and then you've got EVM compatible chains, which not all layer one chains are. And basically, what EVM means is essentially a coder can code something, and it can basically be used across different chains, and it's very easy to transfer. But if it's not EVM, then you essentially can't do that. Now, what Quant is actually doing here, they've created a decentralized multi-chain application here known as maps. Okay, and this basically means it can act as a bridge that connects all layer one chains. Okay, and I went to a Chainlink event, probably I think about a month ago now, over in Asia, and they, like, one of the main speakers on the stage was basically saying, like, because obviously Chainlink is a decentralized oracle, right? So they're quite adapted to working with many different chains. So basically, what they were saying is there's so many layer ones here. There's layer ones launching left, right, and center like every year. There's a few different ones, a few established ones that are launching here. So we need something to connect them all together. There's nothing at the moment that connects them all together. Yeah, we've got a bridge here and there, but nothing that actually works connecting all the dApps and everything together so it works seamlessly. It's a massive problem. Okay, and this is where Quant comes in. So Quant comes in basically creating a decentralized multi-chain applications known as maps, a brand new technology that is essentially acting to bridge the gap between all existing blockchains. Now, this is something that definitely needs to happen here in this whole cycle to actually facilitate the adoption here of crypto. Okay, because at the moment it's quite confusing for Web 2 users and stuff like that. Which chain am I going to use? What chain does what? Like for example, like Injective Protocol, they specialize in like finance, okay, and then Solana's obviously the meme coin side of things. So we need one sort of network how this all works seamlessly, and this is essentially where Quant comes in. So it's a very unique ecosystem in itself, and if this thing is going to work, it's going to be very nice to see. Okay, it just needs that sort of adoption here, and at a valuation of a $1.4 billion market cap right now, it's actually doing quite well. Okay, so let's get into the chart and let's see what we can sort of really be looking out for here for Quant, and then a price prediction to see how high this asset could potentially be going in the future. Drop a little like if you're finding any value, guys. Does help out the channel tremendously, and also subscribe, guys. We love to hear from you as well in the comment section. So on the last day, we've seen a 9.27% gain. The last 7 days, 17.11% gain. The last month, 54%. What a parabolic move. Probably a pullback needed there. And in the last year, 27%, obviously, which is interesting considering we did see a very big pump back in December. Okay, so that is something to be looking out for there if we are going to be reaching those highs, which we will get into very shortly. Now let's go over to the chart. Now before we go to the chart, guys, before I do an explanation into what we're actually looking out for here, I want to tell you quickly about BingX. If you want to trade Quant, go to BingX, guys, and if you deposit, you actually get a 20% bonus on whatever you deposit. Okay, so if you deposit, say, $10,000, you are going to get 20% of that back in trading vouchers. So you'll be getting $2 grand in trading vouchers that you can trade with. You can basically go deposit, claim the vouchers, and then withdraw your money if you really want to, okay? So you're basically like free money there if you guys want to go check that out. I'll leave the link in the description for Bing X. Now, let's get into the chart and let's see really where this thing could be going for the future. So, and then, of course, a price prediction. So let's look at the all-time high right now that we can see back in 2021. That was roughly around $423. Currently trading around 116. Now, the pinnacle point I would be looking out for here is going to be clearly this breakout zone from 156 up. And that is lining up really nicely with the weekly volume weighted ATR band up at around $224. That is a very, very nice clean trade here for the future. But right now, in this market, guys, probably what I would be looking for here is essentially a short position. Now, the short position, I know you're probably like, how are you going to short in a bull market? No, basically, you need to plan this out very, very perfectly. We can short these pullbacks here, and it's basically free money if we do it right. So if you can see here, every single time that we have come up to this area, we have basically fallen back into this zone quite aggressively. I'm not saying we should get into a massive, massive futures short position here. I'm just saying there's money to be made, okay? If we actually using this trend line as well as that confluence here, this is the pinnacle point. This area where they both connect, where we can potentially get a wick to the upside, then a candle body close here. There's a lovely clean short position down, okay? That short position is potentially worth literally like 8, maybe 7, 8% there. That's easy money. That's free money, guys. So that's basically what I'm looking out for there for Quant when we see this thing sort of level out a bit more. In terms of a long position, it would be a breakout. Now, you're probably thinking like, oh, I could break out from here. That is absolutely correct, but we actually need to be very vigilant here because that's probably going to happen after this pullback, okay? So probably going to like to see some probably price action, something along the lines of this, pullback, and then we see another test, another test, another test, probably a break, and then consolidation, and then right there is where we want to get in. After testing this multiple times, then it's going to run to the upside. Now we're going to be using these major points of resistance here as take profits. We're not blindly just going to be running this up and being like 46%, please. It's just not going to happen, right? So you need to stagger your take profits as you go up into this trade, and once you hit your first take profit, get that stop loss, move your stop loss to your entry point, and then you're basically in a risk-free position. That is what it's all about, okay? So yeah, that is Quant from a trading perspective. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Now let's talk about this thing from a price prediction standpoint. So let's go market cap all-time high. Let's have a little look, see where we got to back in 2021, around 4.74 billion. So roughly around a 3x. 3-4x from where it is now. So that poses the idea that it's going to be breaking that that all-time high at around $390 if we do see this come into fruition. Now, I think $390 is undervalued. At a $4 billion market cap with such a really, really strong utility, I think if this actually gets adopted by multiple chains as the official bridge network, I can see this thing way over $1,000, guys. Way over $1,000. Okay, so if you think at say $5 billion market cap, it was priced at roughly $400. You're probably looking at $10 billion market cap, looking at around $800 a coin. $15 billion market cap, you're looking at basically $1,200 a coin, and then at $20 billion market cap, which isn't that far away, guys, you're looking at $1,800 a coin. Okay, so a $12 billion market cap is basically like SUI right now. So imagine if all these chains sort of adopt Quant and use it as the essential bridge network for all layer ones. The possibilities for this thing is absolutely unbelievable. Okay, so I probably would even say that this thing could, I mean, it could easily 10x from where it is now. Okay, I'm just going to put it conservative, 10x. That's very, very nice to see. Let me know what you think if that's realistic. Obviously, it's based on whether it gets adopted here by major chains, but the text there, the vision's there, and the price movements there. It just needs that sort of the B2B partnership network for everything to sort of work here. But yeah, $1,000 a coin, I think it's very, very achievable in this lovely super cycle. Let me know what you think of this video in the comment section. Super intrigued to know. Drop a little like, drop a little comment. I really want to hear from you guys. And also I'll leave the link to the Telegram group on little CC gang family there, where we're all talking every day about trading and stuff. You're welcome to come and join us. A very, very nice environment in there. Now, that's going to be it for me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Join Bing X, link is in the description. Peace out for now, and I'll see you in the next one.